Hello YouTubers, I've been asked several times how I produce this floating frame effect with the drop shadow when I post my photographs on social media. So this video is showing you how to do it using the Gimp image editor. So let's get started with Gimp. So here's our image, which I've just loaded up, and the first thing you can see is I've got the layers palette open on the right hand side over here. I'm going to right click that and click Alpha to Selection. So what I'm going to do first of all is put a white border around it. So I'm going to change the foreground colour using this little arrow here. So now the foreground colour is white. I now go up to Edit and Stroke Selection. And I'm going to make a line width of 65, and what value you choose here will depend on the size of your image. So for this particular image, 65 is good. So I click Stroke, and we get a white border around it. Right click in the layers palette again and do Alpha to Selection so that we include the white border. I'm now going to add a black border on top of that. So I'm going to switch the foreground colour to black. I'm going to go to Edit and Stroke Selection, and I'm going to do it about half the previous one, so make it 35, that should do it. Again, the values depend on the size of the image that you're actually editing. Click Stroke, and if I zoom into that, you'll be able to see that I now have a black border around there. So the next thing I'm going to do is create another document which will be the background on which we place this picture. So first of all, I'm going to again right click and do Alpha to Selection, and that will mean that when I create a new document it will be the same size as this image. So click on File, and sorry, I've missed a step, let me go back a bit. I'm going to change the foreground colour to a sort of light brown colour, so go on that, and we've got a light brown there, so you can see that reflected in the foreground colour indicator over here. Click OK. So now we go to File, New, and I'm going to increase the size of this image by 500 pixels. Again, this will depend on the size of your original image. So click on there and we'll type in plus 500. Click on the second one again and plus 500, and then click on Advanced Options and choose Fill with Foreground Colour. Click OK. And there's our background. So we'll go back to the original image up here now. Click on that. Click on Edit and Copy. You could also do Control C for a keyboard shortcut. Then we click back on the background that we've created and go to Edit and paste as a new layer, and now you can see that on its own layer in the layers palette. Now we want to create a drop shadow, so we go to Filters and Light and Shadow and Drop Shadow, and you then can adjust several of these parameters depending on what effect you want. I'm going to up this to about 80. You'll notice this chain symbol here. That means that whatever value I change to X will happen to Y as well. So just click the up arrow till it goes up to about 75, 80. A bit more, yeah, that'll do. I'm going to increase the opacity. You can see that the drop shadow has appeared here. I'm going to increase the opacity, so something like that, and then I'm going to increase the blur radius to soften it up a bit. That's what I like. Click OK, and all we have to do now is right click and flatten image, and then do File and Export as, and I'm going to call it Viaduct. .jpeg, click Export, and I've missed out the full stop. That's why I've got that error message. So just go back on there. Full stop. Try that again. Export. 90 will do for compression. And Bob's your uncle. So that's how you do it. Thank you very much for watching.